I really regret having volunteered for this, but anyway, we'll give it my best shot. Now, my name is Angelica Rescat, and I work at the Center for Teaching and Learning at the University of Limerick, and I'm in charge of the support for pedagogical support for the learning management system. So, some insights on that that I wanted to present. Hands up anyone that supports learning management systems in your institution. Okay, and hands up hands up anyone that still has a significant number of teachers that don't use it. Okay, I'm happy to know that I'm not alone. You're familiar with Roger's curve for diffusion of innovation, by which you always have a significant group of late adopters and laggards. So the thing is that this is something that is happening at least across Ireland from the study that was carried out by Cosgrave et al. A couple of years ago, and that many don't use it, and those that use it often use it for very much content delivery. So we are, back very much to the basics in terms of the traditional tools that are being used. Some reasons for resistance could be that most teachers don't have experience of being an online student, and the benefits are not obvious. The time invested is not directly rewarded. They may have previous negative experiences, or they worry about learning curve. There's a level of technophobia there, as you're very familiar with. So in an ideal scenario, they should have the time to invest on the continuous professional development, but more often than not, what they find is, we often find this as educational developers, right? Of course, there are many highly proficient people, and credit to them, but sometimes we find that as well. So, from the training perspective, when first introducing the new learning management system in 2006, we started with the innovators with in-depth pedagogical technical sessions, which were successful, but created a level of information overload. They were very time-consuming on our side and their side. And we moved on as adoption increased to more kind of assembly line technical sessions, and also because of high demand with limited resources. So people, that was useful to acquiring technical skills, but they left with that kind of idea of what a course could look like, what type of use you could use. We've moved in the last year towards giving more focused departmental advice, one-to-one support, advanced sessions, and also organizing just simple demo sessions from a student's perspective, in that lecturers have to sit down to pretend to be students, even just for an hour. So it's really a teaching on the go kind of lunchtime session. So that's what the typical demo session is, just based around 40 minutes of active, exercises that involve a level of active engagement and collaboration between people in the group. So just to encourage them to look at the tools that are not just about content delivery. Some of the feedback we had is that, it helps to raise awareness on those tools, and it could be also useful for people who have already some experience on the learning management system. We also found that it's useful as we kind of lose some control on how the session goes. It generates a level of peer support, that is interesting. And interestingly, some of them found it hard to pretend to be a student, and you wonder how can you design a course if you cannot be in your student's shoes. So that's a bit unsettling as well. More feedback is that some of them are still worried about learning curve, and that they don't have the technical skills, so you always need to follow up with that. But more importantly, it raises some awareness on the challenges of blending technology, because it's sometimes lecturers have expectations that is being taken care of by someone else. It's fun. Like, I usually have fun during the sessions because they're very concentrated, as opposed to looking at bored faces looking at you, the technical sessions. It's quite refreshing. But more importantly, it prompts natural discussions about teaching and learning, and that's the point of it all. And there's a lot of scope for more than that. Practical lessons like test, because your own mistakes when you design the course are obvious. It takes always long, like this talk, to go through what you want to say, and unexpected communication channels. There are all opportunities really to kind of talk on, contextualize uses of it. Observations that, like students do, often those who are really independent and really fast start looking at their own stuff, and you're like, checking over the shoulder, or just it's difficult to refrain from not helping actively and just to encourage people to struggle by themselves. So conclusions is just a less spoon-feeding approach to continuous professional development. One that has a lot of potential, I think, for problem-based learning, perhaps within more the scope of departments or in this type of direction, just enhancing promoting the idea that they need to take care of their responsibility of supporting students, moving beyond the tool-based approach in that it's still keeping practical, but without over worrying about what tools to use, how to use it, what are the steps involved. And just finally, to practice what we preach in that, talking about practical teaching rather than the other way around. And this is quite difficult to know when LMS are often used as a kind of click and mortar type of approach. So that's it. I think I fit my 6 minutes.